You wake up with a clear plan. Today feels important and meaningful. You sit down to start working. The task waits silently in front. You stare at it for seconds. Then, something strange happens suddenly. Your energy feels low and heavy. Your mind starts drifting away quickly. You check your phone without thinking. Minutes pass without real progress. The plan starts feeling difficult now. You tell yourself, "I'll start later." But later never actually arrives. You feel guilty, but still stuck. Why does motivation disappear suddenly? Why does it feel strong sometimes and completely missing at other times? This is not laziness at all. There is hidden logic behind motivation. Your brain is following specific patterns once you see them clearly. Everything about motivation changes completely. Here is something most people miss. Motivation is not a fixed resource. It behaves like a changing signal, sometimes strong, sometimes completely silent. So relying on it feels risky. That is why inconsistency happens often. Now imagine doing something meaningful. You feel excited and deeply interested. Time passes quickly without effort. You stay focused without forcing yourself. This is real, natural motivation working. Now imagine doing something boring instead. You feel resistance from the start. Every minute feels longer and heavier. You keep looking for distractions nearby. Why does this difference happen? Because motivation follows meaning always. If something feels meaningful, you act. If something feels pointless, you avoid. Your brain saves energy automatically. It avoids tasks with low importance. Here is something very interesting. Meaning is not always logical truth. It is what you believe internally. Two people see same task differently. One feels excited, another feels bored. Same task, different motivation levels. So motivation depends on perception strongly. Change meaning, and motivation changes instantly. Try asking yourself simple questions. Why does this task matter today? What happens if I ignore it? These questions create internal importance, and importance creates natural motivation. Now imagine starting with tiny action. You decide to work 5 minutes. The task feels easier to begin. You take the first small step. Then another step follows naturally. Suddenly, you feel slight progress. That progress creates positive energy inside. Your brain rewards you with satisfaction. This creates a motivation loop quickly. Action leads to reward feeling. Reward leads to more action again. This is how momentum builds slowly. But here is the hidden truth. Motivation does not start action always. Action often creates motivation instead. Waiting for motivation is a trap. Starting small breaks that trap instantly. Even one small step matters greatly because it changes your mental state. It shifts you from thinking to doing, and that shift creates real motivation. Here is something powerful to try. Start before you feel ready. Ignore feelings for just 1 minute. Take action without full confidence. Your brain will catch up later. This trick works more than expected. Now picture two different environments clearly. In one, distractions are everywhere nearby. Phone notifications interrupt you constantly. Background noise breaks your focus repeatedly. Your attention shifts again and again. Motivation drops quickly in this space. Now imagine a quiet, simple environment. No noise, no constant interruptions. Everything feels calm and controlled. Your mind starts focusing naturally. Tasks feel easier to complete now. Why does environment matter so much? Because your brain reacts to surroundings. It follows cues from environment instantly. If distractions exist, focus decreases. If clarity exists, focus increases. Here is something most people ignore. Discipline is not only internal strength, it is also external environment design. Change your space, change your behavior. Remove one distraction at a time. Create a clean working setup daily. Even small changes create big impact. Your brain responds faster than expected. Now connect all ideas together clearly. Motivation is not constant energy source. It rises and falls naturally always. Chasing motivation is not effective strategy. Understanding it gives real control instead. Meaning drives your initial interest strongly. Small actions create momentum over time. Environment supports or destroys your focus. When these three align together properly, motivation feels easy and natural again. But here is the deeper insight. Motivation is a result, not cause. You don't wait for it passively. You create it through your actions. This changes everything about productivity. You stop depending on feelings completely. You start controlling your behavior consciously. And that builds real long-term consistency. Consistency beats motivation every single time. That is what successful people understand deeply. They don't feel motivated every day. They act even without strong feelings, and action creates new motivation again. That is the hidden loop of success. Now ask yourself one simple question. Am I waiting or creating motivation? That answer reveals your true mindset. If you want to stay consistent daily, press subscribe and keep growing.